I guess it is live.
Mm-hmm. I think it gave me the option just because I was in
We're
the
live, buddy.
first.
We're live.
All right. Good morning, Donnie. Good morning, audience.
Yeah, but we missed out on the clip. I don't know what's going on here. What happened to the clip? What you do? Welcome to BeOnTheNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
That's it. We need God. Only God can bring us out of this mess.
Wonderfully made. I may not look like you and you me, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be deep.
All right, that's how we started off properly. Good morning.
Good morning and happy birthday, Donnie.
Thank you, brother. Put a smile on my face. Just got a happy birthday wish. Oh, now you're going to make me dizzy. You were doing so well, now you're going to make me dizzy.
I got to turn lights on.
All right, find your spot. All right. First of all, thank you to the good Lord for another year, another rotation around the sun. A lot of people didn't make it. We've all lost some people through this pandemic. Lost people that we couldn't even imagine. Aunt Lois, cousin Gwenny, cousin Fee, Uncle Billy, and that's cousin Jamal. That's just the immediate family. Little Boomer. But nonetheless, we are still here, and I figure, Richard, why'd you mute yourself?
I'm unmuted.
That we are here for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You got direct sunlight directly behind you.
Here we go. Is that better?
Yeah. And don't move.
All right. Perfect.
Let me see your coat rack. All right. Who's your favorite comedian?
It's a hard one.
Besides Danny Glover.
I got a Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show probably wins for funniest stuff for me, to be honest.
I'm going to have some fun today. It's my birthday, and it's my right to have.
Hey, we got Michael Haney. I'm adding. Okay, you added him.
I just want to come in and say happy birthday to Donnie. I never crash somebody's show, but I love you so much, brother. You know, I was almost in tears. Well, you didn't have to let me in. Richard, how you doing, man? How's everything?
I'm doing good. And I like the interviews that I've seen. I saw at least the Francho interview. I want to see some of your other interviews for.
I will make sure you get that. But I don't want Donnie to click me off, man. So Donnie has.
I won't do that. No fighting today.
So Donnie has ego, Richard, man. And how's everything going with your campaign, man? Everything good?
We have distributed at least 40,000 pieces of campaign literature in my district. That's not including an additional 100. I ordered 100,000 joint pieces with other people. A lot of that's gone out as well, but 40,000 in the district. You all know Brooklyn.
Brother, I am so proud of you. Off this call, I'm sending you a donation for your campaign, man.
I appreciate that.
I mean, really. Matter of fact, in the private chat, man, send me the link. I need to do that. But
okay,
let's get back to Donnie before his head starts sweating, man. Because it ain't gonna get no Donnie, man. I love you, man. I just had to come in here and say happy birthday to you, man. I'm not staying long. In addition to that, I have a birthday gift to you.
You always give me great gifts. I got two of them on now, all the way from Tanzania.
Do you really? Yeah, man. Hey, I got some more coffee for you, brother. But this gift that I'm about to give you.
Don't play with me and my coffee. And I got this around my neck.
Is that a noose? Oh, no. I remember I gave you that. That's not a noose.
A noose?
Yeah. Hey, it's all good, Donnie. Hey, Donnie.
Yes, brother.
Guess what, man? Well, what are you doing for your birthday? If I was in the area, I was going to take you to Capitol Grill, but we'll have to do that.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me that twice. What time?
Well, I can't take you today, Donnie. We'll have to make this a date.
I can go there and just have the wonderful general manager just, swipe you up. Yeah, I did see him the last time I was there. I am going to Morgan State University today to meet with the department chair about my master's program.
Oh wow, good for you. So you're gonna do something. You're gonna go ahead and do that master's program, huh?
Well, see, I'm all but thesis. That was 20 years ago. Then I got married, and but I finished all my coursework, and I believe I have to do a semester abroad.
Donnie, that is phenomenal, man. But Donnie, you just said something that everybody has paused at, man. And you didn't, you kind of like dropped it off the cliff. You said, and then you got married. So all the women out here thought you were a gigolo, and now you just told them that you were married. So you got to clean that up, Donnie. Are you married or not married? What's going on, man?
Oh, I was married. It lasted all of 5 minutes, but we are great co-parents.
Oh, okay. I got you.
We are great co-parents.
I got you, Richard. So you guys are great co-parents. So you were married 5 minutes?
Couple years.
Well, you're not six. Is this the big 60 for you?
No, I'm 57.
Yeah. So in 3 years, we're gonna do a all-day Donnie show special.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take us 3 years to prepare for that.
Hey, Mike, you ain't tell me about the great hair, bro. How you deal with it? Oh, you just cut all your hair off. That's all.
Who?
You.
I don't have much hair anyway, man. I mean, but hey, listen, I want to give you my gift to you before I sign off, man, because I gotta go. And plus, it's not right for me to hog your show up because I know your viewers,
Well, we love having you. Okay, go ahead. Finish what you
got. Hey, so listen, Donnie. So 2 gifts for you, and I just got out of a meeting, so I can get on this, and I gotta get back. So first, Capitol Grill, right? We're gonna go to Capitol Grill. We're gonna pick a date. Looks like the 14th or 15th July, and gonna let you have a meal. Off of the kids menu, so you don't have to do the kids menu this time.
Hey, Rich, you ever been to Capitol Grill?
I don't think I have.
Oh my God, Demond Millard was the first one to take me there when he was working down City Hall. Oh my God, here's our 9 o'clock guest. It's real late. Yes.
Hey, so Donnie, so before your 9 o'clock guest, here's the second gift. Right? And we may even invite Richard since he's here. Your late guests can't come because they're late. So Donnie, where'd you go, Donnie?
Oh, he's handling a phone call, but I can see him in the sub stream. So I think he'll rejoin as soon as he hops off the phone. Somebody was probably calling saying happy birthday.
That's okay. Well, I'm not singing him happy birthday. I don't love him that much, but I'm trying to figure out how I can get you. I will get your thing to you as soon as we get off this call and Donnie gets back in here.
Okay. So here's the question for you. Thank you, Kenyatta. Should gubernatorial candidates, given how many women, and I'm not going to get into the racial thing, J. Howard Henderson, the Godfather, J. Howard Henderson, should gubernatorial candidates be touching Roe v. Wade?
Absolutely. Last year, your boy
nobody touched it.
Bill Ferguson had the opportunity to codify Roe v. Wade in Maryland into law through the Speaker Jones pushed forward a bill I supported, a bill Francho supported, that would have put reproductive rights into the state constitution. Primary impact being if your reproductive rights are violated, you then have the state constitution backing you up in court, and it's really hard to lose a court case against that. Let's say, I don't know, and you're in Carroll County and some cashier does not want to sell you Plan B, you can point to that. So I've seen a lot of John King has touched on it the most particularly. He received an endorsement from an organization, I believe, called Pro-Choice Maryland this week. And he even, I'm not going to call it a sharp bar, but it was an appropriate bar saying that there's people that want to go back to special session for cutting back the gas tax hike, he wants to do a special session to protect reproductive rights in Maryland.
Let me just jump in, Rich.
Go ahead, you got it.
You took a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Haney, I know your time. I know your time is limited, but
and I gotta give you my second thing. But your question is imperative, and I've got an answer for one candidate that did come out strongly with Roe v. Wade. But go ahead, man. You make your comment.
No, I'm asking you.
So yeah, Francho came out very strong. It's amazing that we haven't heard anything from King or Westmore, but Francho this past Saturday came out with a very strong statement about Roe v. Wade. Actually, came out the day of, and candidates absolutely should. You can't duck the perspective. Like me, if I was a candidate, it would be tough because I do not believe in abortions. Right? I sympathize and feel for my female friends, and whatever they want, but I am not an abortion person. I do not believe in abortions. Okay. I do not support it. I think there's limited cases of rape and other things where it may become a necessity, but once a heart starts beating, well, it depends on the person.
See the language there. You were doing good, but then
you didn't let me finish.
You inserted that language, it may. Yeah, isn't that a woman's choice?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Donnie. It's my female friends may decide that that's what they want to do, and some of them would have it and give it up for adoption, the child up for adoption. Okay, so that's still a choice.
Okay, but let's move it aside. I want to get straight to the nitty gritty. What is this really about, Richard?
I think a Republican, either congressman or senator, said it very, very forthrightly at some conferences.
Mary Miller, not from Baltimore.
Not Mary Miller from Baltimore. Not Mary Miller related to Miller from Calvert. Miller, I think from Georgia, said this about white life. This is about ensuring that a lot of white women have no option but to have children, not for the sake of the woman, not for the sake of the child, but just for the sake of demographics. Just for the sake of demographics. And then simultaneously in blue states like Maryland, like New York, like Massachusetts, abortion and the reproductive, there's other services aside from abortion that are included with this, like contraception, other health services, but just generally those are going to remain available, might even become more accessible in terms of the resources, not the availability, but the amount of public resources put into them in the blue states. And I'm encouraged that Maryland's about to be a destination state.
Richard,
like Donnie wants me to say, and like his facts, this is about demographics.
Maryland is a purple state. State.
Mike, what is the map? What is the geographic location of the states that are pro-life?
Pro-life, you're looking at the Bible Belt, right? Primarily the Bible Belt is what you're looking at. Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. That's what you have down there. And the unfortunate fact is that over 45% of the abortions performed in this country are performed on Black women.
Richard, what's the map look like?
Like you said, actually, it's even further than just the Bible Belt. It goes, I'd say, from about Idaho to Arizona, all the way to South Carolina. So really from the Midwest and South, even Michigan. Michigan is a state that is going to have very limited reproductive access. Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee. I think it's something like 28 states.
Richard, do Black women understand what's going on? Do Black women understand that on the surface, it's about a woman's right? When you dig deeper, this is about the browning of America.
Yeah, I think a good number of people acknowledge it. I think that a lot of the shock is that this happened now. I personally thought this would have happened sometime in the Trump presidency. For it to happen now when President Biden and others, even if you could not have codified Roe v. Wade, was there any talk about in the budget last year of, hey, we are having a potential next year? we need to double our money sent to certain states for reproductive rights. So I think that a lot of people understand what's going on. It's more so the shockingness of not having defenders when Democrats have all in all control of everybody but the Supreme Court. And at the same time,
Mike Haney, do Black women understand the racial component of Roe v. Wade in 2022?
Absolutely not.
Sisters don't understand.
Absolutely not. When you have 45% of a demographic that has the abortions in the country, then you can't say that you understand. Now, we have a group of intelligent Black women that understand the full implications of it, but as a whole and as a demographic, when you have the number of Black women that we have having abortions in this country to a larger extent than as a minority of the population, and you're going to sit here and think that they understand it? No, they do not.
I have to put it out there about Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. She said that Black people are like weeds and need to be exterminated.
Okay. I'm not surprised.
She's the founder of Planned Parenthood. In my research, I found that Planned Parenthood is now deep in Africa and they want to increase their presence there way up, like 80-some%. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Well, you know, it makes perfect sense. Isn't Leanna Wen, the former health department commissioner, wasn't she fired as president of Planned Parenthood a couple of years ago?
She was, but that was ironically, I think, because she repeatedly cast criticism on people getting abortions.
Absolutely, exactly. And that was my point, right? So now they want to move to Africa, right? Where much of the European nation controls much of the resources over there. It makes perfect sense that they want to limit, like you said, Donnie, the browning of America, right? So abortion is not a tool in the browning of America.
Richard, does this have anything to do with gun control?
In the same week where they're saying abortions are too dangerous, they're saying concealed carry. You don't have to have a reason. Just you can carry.
How about this? Richard, in the state of Maryland, you cannot have a gun permit and a marijuana card.
Right. So,
however, you can have a prescription for Percocet, Oxycontin, and a gun permit. Does that make sense?
Another point of irony, it was a Republican delegate from Dundalk, I forget his name off top, who wanted to change that and was unable to do it. That's something I definitely think should be changed. It makes no sense that you could be on Percocets, on Oxy, on Thorazine drip, and still
but drinking alcohol and owning a gun is perfectly fine.
And now with the Supreme
right,
Court, with the Supreme Court decisions, a lot of our local decisions could be impacted. I'm sorry, Mike.
These laws aren't for us. So, I mean, if you thought that they were for us, they don't make sense.
Wait. Are you saying that there's a war that although Trump is not president, his racist movement is moving forward? They want machine guns to be perfectly legal, and they don't want white women to kill any babies, right?
In a nutshell, that's not an inaccurate statement at all, Donnie.
I think that what we have to watch out for is Ron DeSantis of Florida, where they actually have a reasonable abortion law down here in Florida. And maybe Michael Randolph knows about that, where up to a certain point, I want to say it's 6 weeks, you can have an abortion here in Florida. Ron DeSantis is very smart politician. Matter of fact, he's more scarier than Donald Trump. And plus, he's 30 years younger. So imagine him getting 8 years and another 2 years. He's scary regarding gun control and regarding politics in this country that don't benefit blacks, and a Republican Supreme Court.
Richard, what do Black Republicans have to say about this? Are they cognizant of the browning of America and this reversal back to Roe v. Wade?
I actually do not know of any Black Republican opinions on this. The only Black Republican I've seen post anything lately was Christopher Anderson in Baltimore City, and he has like
I
a
thought you were
sponsored
gonna say
ad.
Catalina Bird. When you said that, I thought you were going to say Catalina Bird.
No, I'm not gonna call Catalina a Republican. Catalina supports me. She's a non-Democrat. I'll just call her that. But I have not actually seen any from the Tim Scotts or the other Black
How
Republican
about Boyd
governors from
Rutherford?
Florida. I have
How
not heard
about
their
Boyd
opinions. I know what
Rutherford?
they have to say.
What's Boyd's opinion?
So I wanted to ask you, the Baltimore Afro-American newspaper, the historic Black newspaper coming out of Baltimore, endorsed Brooke Learman and not Tim Adams. How do you feel about that, Michael Haney?
Look at their ads in their paper.
Deafening silence. Richard Elliott, what do you think of the historic newspaper, historically Black newspaper, 130 years? You think Carl Murphy might be rolling over in his grave that the Black newspaper did not endorse Tim Adams, a self-made millionaire who built himself off of defense contracts?
Hey, I support Tim, and I think that people whose primary objective is serving a Black constituency should support Tim. That said, I think that the Adams campaign could have done a much better job from earlier on outreach, on engagement. Granted, it's a comptroller race. I don't think it's as important to meet the man or meet the woman. That said, letting your opponent meet 10, 15, 20 times as many people as you is never a strategy I advise. I do think the commercials are having some impact to benefit him. And the polls don't look bad. It was only about 28-19 with more than half of voters undecided. Adams can win, but having Black newspapers as an obstacle does not help you.
What about Black elected officials who endorsed Brooke Learman?
Yeah,
let me just throw in, it seems like Brooke Learman, just like in the 40th, people want to be delegate on the 40th, but they never went over to talk to the state senator. I'm seeing a similar thing with this, that maybe Brooke beelined to various delegates and state senators, and that was not necessarily a priority or the first part.
What did they say in the Bible, Donnie? The first will be first. That means a lot in politics. If you never extend your hand for the handshake, you're not going to get your hand shooken. Brooke Learman had not just to get those elected officials support, but also to get other white candidates out of the race. You may recall early in the race, Jim Rosapep from Prince George's County, and what is his name? There's another senator in Montgomery County.
Y'all changing the Bible all. It says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. But I get it.
I apologize for misusing, but you got the parable. She was trying to get other white candidates out of the race, and part of that was you need to get support from officials in Baltimore. You can go on the Maryland Matters endorsement chronologue, and she has probably 5, 6, 7 times as many endorsements.
Are these Black elected officials in touch with Black people? Because we've seen it before where Black elected officials are so far removed from the struggle of Black people. I mean, you look at Catherine Pierce, she comes home and she's on some type of show called Trap Queen.
I'll say this, Donnie.
Can we trust our Black elected officials to have a good mental health, a good state of mental health?
I think right now the disconnect or the elitism between elected officials and the public is possibly bigger than I've ever seen it in my life. You will see, and this is an important note for the re-election for people. If somebody has not been tanning, they are not campaigning. If somebody has not been out here sweating, they are not out here touching people, shaking hands. It is essential right now because this is about to be a low turnout election. I think a lot of people's faith has been shaken completely out of voting. A lot of people are going to vote by mail that have never voted before and are not voting on the same kind of old name recognition or you did something for me 20 years ago recognition. And that's part of why I have been. Thank you, Pranitha. You're very, very sweet. And you're very, very smart too. And thank you for meeting us the other day at the event where he gave me the award. But it's very important to get out and meet the people. And a lot of people have not been doing it during the pandemic under auspices of it's too dangerous. People don't want to be meet. People know what they want. I know what the people want.
We go to an all-white party.
Or look up stuff on the internet we don't need to instead of looking up votes or looking up who is running.
We'll go to Towson Town Mall, but we won't go to Towson to the Baltimore County Public School headquarters for the monthly meeting. We go to Towson Town Mall, but we won't go to the county school headquarters in Towson. Two minutes away.
The disconnect is between the officials and the people on the ground, I would argue, is at an all-time high. A lot of people are starting the campaign now. The ballots are out on the ground. What are you doing? It's starting now. People talking about doing events.
Come on, Haney, you're being quiet.
Go ahead, Mike. You got it.
I'm listening to Richard, man. He's absolutely right, man. And if he's predicting a low voter turnout, doesn't bode well for Westmore, because
how do you say that? What gives Francho an advantage? I mean,
I didn't say Francho. The Baltimore Sun. Let me speak. You asked me.
Well, I wasn't finished posing. I wanted to give you a backdrop. He's been campaigning for 8 years. Does that necessarily give him an advantage?
Well, first of all, I was thinking of Tom Perez. Tom Perez has been endorsed by the Sun paper.
I ain't seen dude in Baltimore since 2006. How the hell you endorse somebody you ain't seen?
Well, maybe Montgomery County and Prince George's County and Carroll County. And
has anybody out there seen Tom Perez?
Well, in Baltimore, you don't necessarily have to see him as
no, you got to see him.
The turnout's going to be low in Baltimore.
Well, no. That argument means it's more important to meet people.
Over this show.
Wait, Donnie, for what you asked for, and this is part of why I'm supporting the guy for modeling what I think good and responsive government looks like. If you look at the guy who's the most likely to shake your hand while you're eating a hot dog at a parade, that's Peter Francho. If you're looking at a guy that's been everywhere from Backbone Mountain over in Western Maryland all the way to Ocean City and everywhere in between, that's Peter Francho. And I think in a low turnout election, having met the person, shaken their hand, seen them is very important, especially for older voters that are more likely to vote.
You're a Francho fan.
That's true. I'm also a fan of handshaking.
Yeah, I forgot you were a Francho guy.
There's
no way you would support your Johns Hopkins brother.
You talking to me or Mike on that? Mike, you went to Hopkins too?
No.
Oh, I guess you're talking to me on that. Well, like
I was born in Hopkins. Does that count?
That counts.
That means you were an experiment. We know all about Hopkins, Henrietta Lacks, the way they treated Vivian Thomas. Did you know, Richard, that my grandma said in 1950, don't go to Johns Hopkins. Don't be sick. Don't be drunk anywhere around Johns Hopkins because you'll find yourself in a cage.
I don't believe that's an offhand statement. When I was there, and this is going to be an insult against your boy, but when I was at Hopkins, there were as many Russian spies as black men in the grad school.
Okay, let me just cut to the chase. Do you think Peter Francho actually respects black people?
Yes. And in particular, and this is even more important.
He promised the chair of the Black Caucus, Darrell Barnes, the Secretary of Commerce position.
Yes, here's even the more important part. The more important part, at least.
Do you believe if he wins, he would actually bless Darrell Barnes with such a position that has been kept away from black people typically?
I will say not only do I believe that he'll do it, but if
What
he
evidence
doesn't,
what evidence do you have? That's all I want to know.
that he needs to win the race and that Daryl Barnes is a pivotal piece. What I think is important in this race, what is
James
important?
wants to
Wait,
get
hold on one second, Donnie. This race is going to be very close. I think we all agree with that factor. All three of us agree. This is going to be probably determined by maybe 4 or 5% at the most. Might even be closer than that. And in that sway of power is where the people that really move hunks of votes are important. I already know that with the Francho team, I don't win House of Delegates. I'm good. And you know what my heart is and what I'd be in that administration for. And from my opinion, all the older elected officials that have some sauce, that have something in their own mind to contribute to the game. I'm not saying they're perfect, but I'm saying that in governance, they have a skill to add to the collective set.
How long have you been following Francho's work?
Me? At the very least since 2017, when I
I've been
first
following him since he's been a delegate. When he was a delegate in Montgomery County, I was a social services commissioner for Baltimore City. And he questioned why Baltimore City had so much need. That's what he said when he was a delegate, long before he was a comptroller. And I haven't seen anything that suggests to me that an old white guy would change his opinion just because he became comptroller. To me, it seems like this is just a part, even when he stepped up on the Board of Public Works to make sure blacks got contracts, this is just a ploy to run for governor. He doesn't really mean it. And then when he went to that Maryland Black Caucus Forum and he talked about his black agenda, Joe Gaskins said that he wrote that black agenda. Peter Francho at that Black Caucus meeting didn't articulate it. He told people to go to his website. I was insulted.
I attended that Black Caucus session in January, and I disagree with your perspective.
How so?
Because what you're saying is not true.
Did he talk about the black agenda?
Yes, he did.
Because I heard him say, go to my website, my wife is sick, and I gotta leave.
You know, you want to go back to the 90s, right? Because I was going to relent because it's your birthday, but I'm not going to let you say crazy stuff.
What did I say that was crazy?
Well, let me talk. Going back to the 90s, talking about the man saying he didn't see how Baltimore had.
He said, why does Baltimore have so much need?
Well, you know what?
I got to hop at this moment, and it's not to duck the question. I got to go hit doors.
Is that Peter Franchos pays a lot more attention to Baltimore than a multitude of other candidates did, okay? So,
more than Hogan?
Well, Hogan was here during
because he was siding with Hogan on a lot of things.
Hogan was here in the Freddie Gray riots, and he supported Sandtown when you did your commercial back there in his second election. So, you know, maybe there's something magical about Hogan. Okay, all I'm saying is that Westmore and Peter Francho, if Westmore does not get the vote out, it'll be very difficult because he's ran a decent campaign the past.
Y'all give him too much credit, because here's the thing. You betting on a cat who you never.
What credit did I give him, Donnie?
You're betting on a cat who you never saw fight.
Hey,
Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. You saw them fight. You had something to go on. This guy's jaw has never been tested.
Well, Donnie, if that's the case, then has Westmore and Joe King's jaw been tested? Has Tom Perez's jaw been tested?
This is the test. I just want I want him to have a fair chance, because America is not fair. Politics is not fair. Sheila Dixon got robbed. I was surprised to see on television recently, pleasantly surprised, but they robbed Sheila Dixon. That was Baltimore City. And that was the year they had what? Hundreds of voting improprieties in Baltimore City. We had more voting improprieties in Baltimore than the rest of the state combined.
Well, who oversees the Baltimore City Board of Elections?
A Republican named Armstead Jones, who should have been gone a long time ago. Why is he still there?
Is he black?
If this is, I don't know.
But my point is, Donnie, is to your
The
point.
son is black.
Is to your point,
I
Donnie.
guess he's black.
Everything that looks like
Yeah, melanin.
everything that looks like us ain't necessarily for us. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact,
Baltimore is black ever since that election, because Armstead Jones would not do the right thing. And I blame this city. They want to blame the police, the state's attorney, and all these other people. Blame Armstead Jones for that raggedy ass board of elections that he ran.
What we really need to be doing in this city is giving out polygraph exams.
Yeah, and checking bank accounts.
Checking bank accounts really are.
Check their bank accounts. And Baltimore City Public School, why haven't the feds been over there by now?
Been over where?
Baltimore City Public School headquarters. I'm surprised ain't nobody come out in handcuffs. Prince George's County Schools too. You can't have these two systems consistently at the bottom without some accountability. Somebody should be in handcuffs.
Johnny, you don't understand who really runs Baltimore City and Prince George's County School. Whenever you have over $1 billion in economy in any entity in this state, it's the white people that run that. That's their political fodder.
They should be locked up.
So if you think that the superintendent and the COO of Baltimore City Public Schools controls that money, then you're sadly mistaken. The same thing with Baltimore City's budget.
A thief is a thief.
That money don't belong to them. That money don't belong to them. Gotta be kidding. People giving away Baltimore City Public Schools money as political favors, man. Black people don't control that money, never have. Look,
we're the parents, and where's their outrage?
What outrage, Donnie?
Where is the parent?
Hey man, we have lost constituents in this city and in this state that look like you and I decades ago due to poor leadership of people that look like them. They become disappointed, disillusioned because they come out because they're asked to vote and then they're bamboozled. And then you want to know where they are, right? They just say, hey, I'm just trying to survive. No need of me attempting to go and do anything because my own people are bamboozling me. That's why they don't vote. It's crazy.
I think that's enough for today.
You want my second surprise, Donnie?
Gift you gotta get that doors at Amazon Prime.
My second gift for you. I thought that was me just ringing my Donnie bell. Hey, Donnie, and your viewers want to hear this, man. And viewers, give Donnie feedback. So, Donnie, this is it. I am giving you the gift of me, right? The gift of me. Donnie, please. Every Wednesday, starting in 2 weeks, the Mike and Donnie midweek morning show.
So that means you're going to take one of these mornings off my hands?
Every Wednesday, the Mike and Donnie midweek morning show.
Okay.
Every Wednesday.
Who chooses the guest?
Doesn't make a difference, Donnie. You and I are enough for everybody here. They can barely handle both of us together.
What is the best college in the world?
I like Howard.
They got an all-white baseball team.
Wow. Well, that's their diversity. If that's the far as it goes, is 9 people.
What's the point of an HBCU?
What's the point of it? For me, it's the point that allows our people and others to get an understanding of.
No, they're getting a free education. They're getting a free damn education. That's why they're there. They're there to get a scholarship. Blacks don't play baseball no more.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think we should move into the Republican Party. I think all black people should move right into them states where they got this abortion thing going on.
I think we ought to start a third party.
No, they're not going to allow that game. I think we need to bum rush the Republican Party. Herschel Walker, oh my God, what is wrong with this cat? Does he represent black people?
Nope. Herschel Walker has he's in injury protocol for head injuries, man. So I was down in Georgia, 3 weeks ago, and I talked to the people down there about Herschel Walker. They respect his football skills, but they will not
He said
cast
Trump's
a vote
not a
for him.
racist.
Who said that? Herschel Walker? Because he's
Herschel
not.
Walker
The
said
guy
Trump
paid him
doesn't have a racist bone in his body.
when
Now,
he had the
racists
New
do
Jersey
love black
Journal.
women. I want to put that out there. Racists do love black women.
George Washington, go on and on and on. Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson,
Yeah.
Randallstown. Randallstown was a slave owner. Offutt Road, slave owner.
Yeah.
Bosley, out there in Towson, slave owner. That's why
Yeah,
when
but we
people
got
mention
to send money.
Franco
gotta
just kind of
send money.
fits that mold. Like,
There's two races. We
I
got to
never watched
send money.
Django.
We're doing a show this Sunday on National
I
Races.
just want to say
right?
this, Mike. It's my birthday. How could I not support a Westmore? How could I not? Dynamic, smart. I don't care where he was born. He done gave being from Baltimore a
I
raise.
agree.
Oprah's all on his job. I mean, hey, how many black men you know are in that position, regardless of where they grew up? Man,
Hey,
it's a
listen.
$240 million entity. He got some
Westmore,
haters, and I'm sick of the black haters. If you don't like Westmore, just shut up, go away, leave me alone.
Westmore has an opportunity to be only the third elected black governor in this country. You know what I'm saying? And the kudos to West, man. West is a very respectable guy. I respect West highly, man. West
He has broken every stereotype. He's raised more money than anybody in Maryland. Now, Herschel Walker has raised more money than anybody in America. See what you get for cooning?
That's the way America works.
How much would it cost for you to sell out black people, Mike?
Me? I felt.
Is it a job? Is it a position on a board? If
Donnie,
you gave me your own private island?
When you have been where I've been and you've been as poor as I've been poor, so I know how it feels. So I'm not
Mike,
afraid.
Your mother is rich. Your mother is very wealthy.
Yeah.
You ain't never been poor. You might have made some poor decisions, but don't try to sell that crock of crap to me. Your brother went to Morehouse with me. That's not poor. You might have been broke, but poor is that's a state of mind. Ain't nothing poor about your mama. I ain't get to meet your sister like I wanted to. You got a sister that's a rocket scientist, literally. But you and your family, nothing poor about you. Rich in spirit.
I couldn't sell out, Donnie. It's not even I can't even comprehend thinking about.
Thank you, Rico. Happy birthday, Rico. All my cancer brothers and sisters out there. Happy birthday to everybody.
Hey, replay on 60 on blackusa.news. Replay of the Westmore interview on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Those of you that aren't sure, want to hear about Westmore, replay at 6 o'clock of the Westmore interview. The guy is an awesome guy, and they beat him up because he said he was from Baltimore. I can't get that. What an oxymoron.
I don't care where he's from. He's accomplished things that most black people and white people never get to do. How many people manage a $240 million nonprofit?
Pull down $800,000 doing so. Hey, Wes is, and he's just such an awesome, decent human being as well. He's a decent human being beyond that. And his wife has more money than he has. His wife has more money than he has.
Who?
His wife. Wes's wife is an independent businesswoman, man. You need to be giving her a Black Wall Street Award. You need to look into her. She's rich without Wes. She make more money than Wes. You didn't know that? Look into his wife, Donnie. We got to research. If you look at my interview, which obviously you didn't, we tell the whole story.
Like we have 25 shows on this network. And by the way, we have a new.
I only have one, Donnie. I only have one. I don't care about your time. If you guys stay up 24 hours a day watching them all, that's what you do. You are the man. You are George Steinbrenner. You are Peter Angelos, of the blackusa.news. So you got to just watch them all. That's your job. We don't want to hear you cry.
I'm not crying. I'm not
So
watching.
Donnie, what are you doing for your birthday today, man? Any special dates or anything? Anybody taking you out? What are you doing?
I can't physically watch 25 shows. And let me tell you
Yeah,
why.
you can.
Let me tell you
You
why.
can. Two a day.
Let me tell you why. Because you better have some balance in your life. So me and Pharaoh, we take about 5 walks a day. So he can get his exercise, but I use it as a break from this computer. There's no way, and it's not healthy to sit at a computer all day. It's not healthy. I've gotten so my life has changed since COVID because it's become more sedentary, and I don't like that. I'm used to being out and about, moving all the time, but this COVID, you got to sit still. Then you got to hear about this person dying, this person gets sick. Then you got the fear thing. So, and then my car died, so I've been doing the Uber Lyft, and I've gotten away from my.
We got to get you a car. We got to get you a car.
I don't know that I want a car. I've gotten away from my daily regimen of going to the YMCA. Let me tell you something. I don't know that I would want a car in Baltimore City from the single lanes and the bike lanes, because nobody hears us telling them that we don't need single lane traffic on North Avenue. None of the elected officials, with all due respect, they're not listening to us. They're listening to the bike more people, these people who don't have children, these people who don't have children, these people who don't have children who are making decisions for people with children. That's why the parents in Baltimore City Public Schools need to show up over there at school headquarters at City Hall. You got people with no children making rules for everybody else. You don't get to make no damn rules for nobody. Go back and ride your damn bike and shut up.
Hey, Donnie, I hear you, man. Hey, Donnie, a couple of questions, man. As you reflect on the past year, what has been the most significant in the past 365 days in your life that you feel good about? When you reflect on your life, you only got a second, but what do you reflect on the past 365 days that has changed you?
Leave the tequila alone.
Oh, okay. So that's a reflection, leaving the tequila alone?
Drink more water.
Mm-hmm. Spiritually, how would your outlook change? Have you changed, Donnie?
Minimizing toxic people. I won't say removing them, because they're people we are interconnected with, family, friends, associates. They are a part of our life, but they may not need to be on the front row of our life. They might need to be up in the balconies, or they might need to be on the front porch or out back. But not everybody deserves a front row in your life. So, you people who I appreciate, like you, teachers, mentors, big brothers, you just watch how they move. And I think successful people are very good managers, especially of the number one commodity, their time. Being a grandparent, I would say that has probably been the greatest blessing. Taking the time to appreciate that the good Lord allowed me, of all people, even me, Lord, to see a grandchild. So I got to see my 2 grandmothers, and I get to see my 2 grandchildren. And when I think about how many brothers I grew up with, AD, Reggie, little Reggie, George, Black George, Daryl Motley, some of the guys I grew up with never even got to have children. And God, and I consider that God allowed me to be a granddad. Many of my friends are gone. I'm only 57, dead and gone for years. Being grateful that God let me see the future, to see what the future could look like, and being around other grandparents, including some grandmothers. There's a sister out on the West Coast, Lee Hong, and she constantly reminds me to be grateful for the grandchildren. I've learned from other grandparents that when you get grandchildren, your children get bumped down a notch. Where the kid is first, now the grandkid become first. I heard one grandmother say, I won't say her name, one of my big sisters, she say, the grandkids are everything. She don't even need to see the kids. It's a special relationship, and I'm learning it. I reflect on my own grandma, my dad's mom. I would go over there every day after school, and the lessons she would teach me, like grandma had a pot on the sink with bleach water. When the pandemic hit, it dawned on me. Granny prepped us for this 50 years ago. Them old people had that little medicine they would give you around September that your grandmother brought over in a little paper bag. Had honey in it, probably had some liquor in it. The things they used to, the herbs. We better get back to grandma's and grandpa's recipes, those things that we never got sick. Remember they used to put an onion around your neck? Michael.
I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Did they put an onion around your neck when you were
No,
sick?
because I wouldn't allow them to do that.
Did they rub you down with Vicks Vapor Rub?
Take me over to Wyman Park Medical Center.
This was before you had a brain when you did what your mother told you to do. She told you, take your clothes off, go take a bath, and get ready for your supper.
Absolutely. Donnie, one more question for you. Donnie.
How's that? How you like
Tell
that
our
word?
viewers,
How you like that word? Supper.
that is unbelievable. Supper 6 o'clock, dinner 8 o'clock, 2 meals in the evening. So Donnie, please tell our viewers, give our viewers advice on how they can be better human beings and better friends based on things you've learned over the course of the past year to be a better person to people.
I'm still learning how to forgive myself. I don't know what that looks like, but I keep seeing this thing. It says, don't look back. You're not going that way.
How to forgive yourself?
Reflect and reminisce. More focus forward, more focus on what's ahead of us today, not tomorrow, one day at a time. Be nice. I can hear my mama from heaven, Donnie, be nice. I can hear my daddy from heaven, slow down, boy, you speeding. Give more than you take. My daddy said, eat all you want. Take all you want, but eat all you take. No waste. When I go to the supermarket, do I want 2 cucumbers or I want 1? I get 2. The second one might get frozen by the time I get to it, so I got to turn the refrigerator. I'm just saying, I don't want to throw it away. It either gets frozen or it gets old. I like fresh. So I've learned you got to go back to the market another day shortly.
So buy one, get one free is not always a good way to go at purchasing stuff. Bargains aren't always bargains.
Growing our own stuff. I can reflect on my dad gardening. My dad was an undertaker. You want to hear the funniest thing I ever said to him? I was about 12 years old. We were out working in the garden. He had cucumbers, tomatoes, all of that. Now, he was an undertaker. He said, you can't get no closer to Mother Nature than this, son. I said, yes, you can, Daddy. You can get under it. Y'all don't get it. Okay. Tough audience.
Hey, Donnie, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite meal, man? Let people know what your favorite meal is.
Crab cakes.
Crab cakes? You like crab cakes?
Crab cakes, broiled, fried, tartar sauce, cocktail sauce, hot sauce, and mustard. And
hey, you guys.
Mustard, I like yellow mustard. I like some of that Dijon, and I like that horseradish mustard.
Hey, y'all, you know that you can gift Donnie crab cakes from G&M and all over the place.
Here's the gift.
Crab cake.
I already got it planned out. if there's a gift, I want people to tell the people they love, I love them. That's more than enough for me. Tell somebody you love that you love them today.
And send Donnie some crab cakes.
That's nice, but
That's okay.
if we are nice to each other, if we are forgiving, if we speak to our neighbor, if we pick up the trash on our block, if we speak to a young person, if we speak to the young people around the Legends, you know where Legends at. I came through the other day, true story. I had on my new shirt, and one of the young men pulled me up and asked me about my shirt. I saw him staring at me, and it wasn't, I'm gonna get you type stare. He was looking at the shirt. I said, hey, what's up? And he said, he showed me his shirt. He showed me the phone. He had the same shirt, but it was short sleeve. And he asked me where I got it. I told him. Then I asked him where he got his. He told me. And as I walked away, I said, thank you. And the young man, I'm already walking down. The young man said, thank you. We assume that these young people are not listening to us. We assume that they're not paying attention to us. We assume so much. I saw an older woman come in the store. It's a young man, similar position. If you know our Pennsylvania Avenue, you already know what I'm talking about. They're engaged in activities we probably wish they weren't, but they are there. Now, how you going to deal with them? This woman came in, older woman, older than me. The young man spoke to her. She went off. These young people, she's young. The young man who had all of the potential to bust her head, who had all of the potential to even signal to his peeps outside. He was respectful, like, miss, she kept going in on him. Don't speak to me, dude. He still was respectful to her. So often our young people get a bad rep. I call a spade a spade. They might, I ain't no fan of dirt bikes, but I'm here to tell you, them dirt bike boys might be the ones to save our life when this shit go down. Because if you ain't paying attention to America right now, abortion, they shooting up hundreds of kids. But no, we're not giving up our guns. We're not giving up our guns. You know why? Because of fear. Fear that black people going to get in a better position and pimp slap you for all of the wrong that you continue to do to our people. It's their own fear. Their own fear destroys them. We ain't did nothing. You don't even hear black people saying, I can't wait till something kick off. I'm going to kill me 100 white. That's not where we are. We just want to go to work, pay our bills, get along with whoever we love, and get on to the next day. But people keep throwing SHIT into the game because of this pretty melanin. All because of this. You don't like it, but you're constantly trying to get it. We ain't did nothing. We ain't even thinking about racism, segregation. Our minds are not on that. We just trying to live our life. That's why Taraji Henson says she about to move to Africa. Most Def moved to Africa. My ex-wife's mom moved to Gambia. So many of us are tired. Even the social media thing. You can't say this, you can't say that, you get blocked. I had a page with 211,000 followers. We were touching 4 to 6 million people a month before this network came about. Maybe it was a tad too influential. But they can't stop. They can't stop it. Jay-Z says like holding a candle to the sun. You can't stop it. The sun is going to shine. So Facebook is like a lighter. And there are other social media. There are other ways of getting your message out there. But Facebook in particular likes putting black people in jail like they some damn warden. All these black people, I love being black. Next thing you know, my page is taken down. Black people sick of that stupid stuff. And those people, you know who I want to meet? I want to meet the people at Facebook who do the blocking. I got a special place for them. Show your face. And stop blocking all these black people because they proud of their blackness. Shame on you. You should be proud of who you are. Hater. But that's none of my business. Whew, that felt good. Vote. Whatever you do, vote. Get out there, vote. Like my candidate, don't like my candidate. Whatever you do, vote. And vote for a reason. Understand that our future depends on it. If you can't get your politician's cell phone number, they're not your politician. You can't be my preacher if I can't get your cell phone number. On that note, big ups to the pastor at Empowerment Temple. I don't recall his name, but he showed up at the Black-owned event that we had on Saturday. The new pastor of Empowerment Temple, originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I didn't know he was coming. We didn't give him a chance to address the audience, but very grateful to the new pastor at Empowerment Temple, Kevin Setzer, a member there, would be very proud, as anybody who ever attended Empowerment Temple. Up to date, down tomorrow. Do your day and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. I am somebody. I am my brother's keeper. So on behalf of me and Pharaoh, we're going for a walk. Have a good day, Mike. Good morning, world.